good evening, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Grant Olson is away tonight. I'm Jefferson Robbins. We've got a lot of news to cover tonight, but before we get to that, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. This is the view from our cross cam, showing you Birch Mountain and the aftermath of the Red Apple Fire. The weekend worked out to be a really great one, both for just working outside in the yard and for working the front lines of a major wildfire. As we'll hear in a moment, lower temperatures and higher relative humidity was a big help to the crews who were dealing with the Red Apple Fire. But the hotter temperatures are back as we go into the work week, approaching 100 again today and not much cooler as we proceed through the week. Dan Kuntz will be along a bit later with your full weather forecast. And now, here's a few of the stories that we're following for you tonight. An East Wenatchee man faces a possible charge of arson for a fireworks explosion that set a Wenatchee apartment complex ablaze. Containment looks good for the Red Apple Fire, even as more wildland blazes erupt in Okanagan County, and the man accused of killing Paulina Mosqueda of Waterville now faces new charges in her murder. But first, our top story tonight. A 20-year-old East Wenatchee man faces first-degree arson charges after allegedly throwing fireworks from a vehicle that ignited an apartment fire in South Wenatchee late Sunday evening. The fire heavily damaged 12 South Wenatchee apartment units and displaced the residents, but the fire department said everyone was evacuated safely. Devin Rushing was booked into the Chelan County Jail early Monday morning on charges that also include possession of a weapon, after police reported finding brass knuckles in his possession. Wenatchee Police Sergeant Nathan Hahn said police received a call just after 11 p.m. about a brush fire outside the Aspen Heights condominium complex on Antles Avenue. Hahn said video surveillance footage from a nearby apartment complex showed fireworks being thrown from a white Toyota Tundra as it was leaving the area. Police arrested Rushing just after 3:40 a.m. Hahn said they also questioned and released 2 juvenile females and are still seeking 2 other people for questioning. Kay McKellar of Chelan County Fire District 1 said the fire began in nearby brush and juniper trees and spread to all 3 floors of the apartment complex, but primarily the 3rd floor and the attic. Firefighters were able to clear the scene just after 2:30 a.m. The Red Cross was also called in to assist with the displaced residents. Well, containment on the Red Apple Fire reached 83% over the weekend. Fire crews took big strides to control the blaze that scorched about 12,288 acres from Birch Mountain to Swakane Canyon. A 60-acre burnout helped to firm up the fire lines, protect the vulnerable Warner Canyon and Coyote Ridge areas. Level 3 evacuation notices were removed today for all neighborhoods. No homes have been lost and no one injured. However, today, Chelan County Commissioners raised the county's official fire danger rating to extreme. Fire Marshal Bob Plum says conditions for wildfire may remain catastrophically dangerous until at least September. The Wenatchee Valley was far from alone in coping with wildfire this weekend. The Cub Creek Fire broke out Friday, 5 miles north of Winthrop in Okanagan County. It quickly grew to more than 8,000 acres and forced Level 3 evacuations along Chewich and Cub Creek Road. The new fire added to concerns over the nearby Cedar Creek Fire caused by lightning on July 8th and burning almost 6,000 acres near Mazama. The North Cascades Highway remains closed while crews try to get a handle on that blaze. The Chewea Creek Fire on the Colville Reservation has now burned more than 35,000 acres and forced hundreds to abandon their homes near Nispelem. Well, the man suspected of killing Paulina Mosqueda Rodriguez last year is now charged with 1st and 2nd degree murder in her death. Chelan County prosecutors amended the 1st degree charge against Julius James Ceballos to include both counts on Thursday. The 1st degree charge accuses the 21-year-old Ceballos of planning the murder of Mosqueda, the 18-year-old Waterville woman whose body was found in the Horse Lake Preserve 5 months after she disappeared. The 2nd degree charge allows a jury to convict Ceballos of killing Mosqueda in the course of an assault if prosecutors cannot prove he intended to cause her death. Detectives say the investigation remains open. Anyone with information on the death of Paulina Mosqueda should call 667-6845 to leave a message. Coming up next, one of the Northwest's most endangered fish is now threatened by chemicals from automotive tires, and a drug bust in Moses Lake nets an impressive amount of methamphetamine. I'm Jefferson Robbins. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics, and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment, so my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
My name is Catherine Thomas, and I'm running for the Wenatchee School Board. The school board should work for the parents of this community, and I want to bring the public back to the public schools. I'm a registered nurse, the wife of a medical professional, and the mother of a Wenatchee high school student. I'm running to bring common sense, courage, commitment, and compassion back to the public schools. Vote Catherine Thomas for the Wenatchee School Board.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Washington researchers have found chemical runoff from our tires are killing Coho salmon in record numbers. That finding, published by scientists from the University of Washington and Washington State University, became the subject of a congressional hearing last week in a House Natural Resources Investigative Subcommittee. WSU's Dr. Jennifer McIntyre, a specialist in the toxins that affect water resources, told the panel a chemical additive in automotive tires called 6-PPD quinone is suffocating coho in the streams where they spawn.
What we know so far about the mechanism of toxicity is that this chemical disrupts the blood-brain barrier. We injected a tracer dye into the heart of fish, allowed it to circulate through the blood vessels, and then rinsed it out with clean saline water. In control fish in clean water, none of the dye was left behind, but in runoff fish, the dye was found in various organs after the rinse out and could be seen leaking from the gills during circulation. Whereas blood vessels throughout most of our bodies and the bodies of fish are leaky to various extents, the blood vessels in the brain should never allow chemicals to randomly enter brain tissues. That's what the blood-brain barrier is for. Beyond coho salmon, we have tested the sensitivity of other Pacific salmon species to stormwater. Other species died, but at lower rates than coho. Steelhead, the ocean-going version of rainbow trout, were the next most sensitive species, followed by Chinook. And it is likely that there are sub-lethal effects that we need to be concerned about with these other species.
Moses Lake police say almost 1.5 pounds of methamphetamine was seized when a search warrant was served on a home on Christine Street earlier this month. Police say the July 7th raid by the Department's Street Crimes Unit and the U.S. Marshal's Office followed the earlier arrest of 33-year-old Guillermo Valdez on a felony warrant. While searching his residence, police say in addition to the meth, they also seized an ounce of heroin and 65 suspected counterfeit fentanyl pills. Valdez was taken into custody by the Marshal's Office and faces drug charges in Grant County. Well, the Northwest Tech Alliance, formerly known as GWATA, is accepting nominations until July 8th for its annual Innovator Awards. The award winners will be announced at the Tech Alliance's annual luncheon on September 29th. Nominations for Entrepreneur of the Year, Newcomer in Technology, STEM Champion of the Year, STEM College Student Innovator, and Future Technology Leader of the Year can be submitted at gwata.org. Any resident, student, or business in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Okanagan, Adams, and Ferry counties is eligible to be nominated for an Innovator Award. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore looks at the potential turnout for the August 3rd election, and Dan Kuntz is here with your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
What you're doing is ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, you might as well throw up a screen door to block the summer smoke.
sometimes it gets
When we
warm.
breathe in the wildfire smoke, we are ingesting hazardous chemicals such as acetic acid and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. A lot of bad stuff, okay?
Well, yeah, that's why we...
Cardboard ain't gonna cut it.
So...
Go to SheLandPUD.org/save today.
Passion, commitment, determination. It's what it takes to win in the Olympics and in life. I'm Jared Sessler, your Republican candidate for Congress, and I'm ready to do what it takes to get Washington and America back on the podium. I'll fight to get our farms, ranches, and businesses back on track so our families can prosper once again. Go to jaredsessler.com to donate and to get involved. I'm Jared Sessler, and I approve this message.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Ballots went out last week for the August 3rd primary election, where school boards and city council positions are up for grabs. Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore has held the top office for election management since 2009 and was chief deputy auditor for years before that. Moore told NCWLIFE last week, with all the intensity surrounding school board races in particular, a 50% voter turnout is not out of the question.
It's easier when you can just see the willingness of folks to participate.
Right.
We could see that. This one, I looked over, I did some research. Last year we were 36% in 2019, but it's hard to gauge odd year elections against, when's the last time that we actually had a primary? We had a primary in 2019, but it wasn't even the same number, the same races that we're looking at now, because in this cycle, we're looking at fire districts, hospital districts, school boards, city council. Last year would have been the mayoral cycle. Mm-hmm. So the races are different. So when you start to compare and say, okay, 36% in 2019. 2019, we only mailed out 22,000 ballots. Return rate was 36%, so about 8,000-ish came back. I guess if I did the number, it'd be a little bit more than 8,000. But 36% return. We send out, this election, we're sending out 35,000 ballots. So that's increased by about a third. So, but I'm still thinking, because of the races involved, and the biggest jurisdiction in this primary is the Wenatchee School Board, I'm anticipating that we're going to bump right around 50%.
Okay.
Which for a primary is, ideally, if we're not getting 100% what's going on. But no, for a primary, this cycle, I'm thinking, well, we'll probably get right around 50%, which will be great turnout, which will be important.
Now it's time for this evening's weather forecast with our very own Dan Kuntz. Here he is.
Hi, everybody. Dan Kuntz filling in for Grant Olson on this Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Mother Nature certainly cooperated with a high of 87 on Friday, 87 on Saturday. We warmed up to the lower 90s on Sunday. It's hot again today, but get ready for another cool down as some moist marine air is going to pay us a visit from the Puget Sound area. Let's take a look outside of our weather window. We got the Wenatchee Valley looking good. Very little smoke left, of course, from the Red Apple Fire. as Jefferson has already informed you. Red Apple Fire making some big time progress on that. So big sigh of relief, and thank you to the firefighters. And hopefully we can get through the rest of this fire season without anything coming towards the Wenatchee Valley. Fingers crossed, but another beautiful day here in God's country. All right, the almanac. What do we do today? About 98. Yeah, that's above normal. We've been above normal like 29 of the 37 days of spring and summer, this unseasonably warm weather, but we're going to catch a little bit of a break. I'll get to that in just a little bit. As you can see, 89 is our normal high, so it was well above normal, nowhere near the 107-degree mark. And you might be noticing the days are getting just a little bit shorter as we get deeper and deeper into July. So what are we looking at tomorrow? Well, first of all, it's going to be cooler for those people who don't have air conditioning. And I have a feeling a lot of people ordered air conditioning after the heat wave in June and July. So you can see 93 in Moses Lake, 93 in the basin. Wenatchee will be a good 7-8 degrees cooler there. Look at Lake Wenatchee, quite comfortable in Lake Wenatchee, about 74 degrees. And up north, what we're really keeping an eye on is the air quality in the Medhow Valley. It is extremely hazardous air to breathe in the Twisp, Mazama, Winthrop area because of the area fires up there. So the air quality in that area, again, the Medhow Valley is very poor. Not so bad in the Omak, Okanagan, Riverside area, but bad enough for most people. So as you can see, a little bit cooler tomorrow. Kind of comfortable, all things considered. So what's going on? Right now, we still have a ridge of high pressure, as you can see, and it's just kind of sitting there making us warm. You can see the difference in the temperatures there. But what's going to be happening over the next couple of days, are really going to begin early tomorrow, and lasting all the way through Wednesday, is some cool marine air is going to come in. That's why we have those wind gusts that are going to start picking up, about 10 to 20 miles an hour in some locations. As you can see, we're going to be quite windy at times tomorrow, especially on Tuesday afternoon. But you can see we're going to cool down to 91 degrees. It's also going to raise up the relative humidity, which is good news for firefighters. 86, we're actually going to be below normal for our afternoon high on Wednesday. Again, still some breezy conditions. Normally the wind dies down in the overnight hours. Not going to happen tonight and Tuesday night, but by the time we get done with Wednesday and the sun goes down Wednesday night and Thursday, the winds will be diminishing, and here comes the hot temperatures for all over eastern Washington. We're expecting a red flag warning to be issued for the Spokane area. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, because that marine air is going to come down and pay us a visit, the relative humidity is going to be a little bit higher than some other locations, and that's good news for firefighters. And then we start climbing the ladder again. As you can see, 92 to 94, mid-90s certainly in the forecast for the weekend. So outside of that marine air is going to cool us down and make those breezes kick up over the next 48 hours or so. It's typical mid-July weather here for everybody in North Central Washington. So let's get you right down to the nitty-gritty. The one thing you'll notice as we show your forecast up graphically, lots and lots of yellow dots. That means sunshine. 98 today, 67 for the overnight low tonight. Again, it's been very mild for the overnight lows all summer long. We cool down, wind picks up on Tuesday with a high of 91. We'll actually be a couple of degrees below normal on Wednesday. Big concern there, again, is the wind, but we don't expect any kind of red flag warning for the Wenatchee Valley. Again, the relative humidity is going to be up there, and that's what we want to see. And then here we go, up the ladder. Thursday to 92, 94 Friday, 95, and the mid-90s will be our friends right through into the weekend and into the early part of next week. It's a typical July pattern. All right, that's your forecast. Going to take a break, and when we come back, we got more news to get to you on this Monday night. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Happy summer from Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee. We are truly prepared for warm days with shorts, sports, capris, short sleeve tees, tanks, and sandals. We have special occasion dresses, jumpsuits, tops, and slacks for your upcoming event. Our Tommy Bahama department for men and women are summer favorites. New fall fashions are arriving daily. Brighton is releasing new summer collections of jewelry and handbags to enhance your wardrobe. We have amazing service and selection at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kerry Condata. This is the 12th District TV show, aired 8 times every week on NCWLIFE TV. We cover business and politics like no one else does it because I've been there and done it. 30 years self-employed, 16 years in the House of Representatives, and 12 years running campaigns across the state of Washington. That resume means you're getting information you can't get anywhere else. This is the 12th District. I'm Kerry Condata.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. The Wenatchee Apple Sox completed a 3-game sweep of the Cascade Collegiate All-Star Sunday with a score of 10-1. Jacob Wyeth came through for Wenatchee with a 3-run home run and a double. Tino Bethencourt was 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs, while Cameron Liss was dominant on the mound. Washington State Cougar improved his record to 2-0 by going 5 innings, allowing no runs, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts. Going back to Saturday, Skylar Hales and 3 other pitchers combined on a 6-hit shutout as the Apple Sox beat Cascade Collegiate 9-0. Garrett Cutting was 2 for 2 with a run, while Luke Stuka hit a 2-run home run. And the weekend sweep began on Friday night when Wenatchee came back from a 5-1 deficit to win 7-6 with some late-inning heroics. The rally began in the bottom of the 5th of the shortened 7-inning game with Wenatchee trailing 6-2. I was joined by my dad, Dave Granstrom, for the call here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Runner from first goes. The pitch swung on and hit in the air to left field, and that's going to go all the way back and go over the fence. A 3-run home run. How about that? It's now 6-5.
Wow.
That didn't take long to get out of here.
No, that didn't take long at all. There was no drift on that one.
So Colin Villegas, his first home run as an Apple Sox, comes at a beautiful time. A 3-run shot here in the 5th inning. The 1-2 pitch swung on and hit in the air to gap in center, left center field. It's going to drop down for a base hit. The Apple Sox are going to tie the game on the RBI double with 2 outs by Garrett Cutting.
And tonight, it was awesome to see the kid who has been struggling come through in a moment and kind of get a little bit of weight off his shoulders. And so it's one of those moments where he came into the dugout, put his hands on my shoulder and said, just thank you. and it was awesome. It's just that great feeling of what summer baseball is really all about.
The 0-1 pitch to him is swung on and hit in the air. This is the opposite way, and it's going to be trouble. It's going to drop down for a base hit, hit the fence, and the game is now Wenatchee's on the RBI 2-out double by Adam Grove. Blowers, 1 for 3. Had a big RBI double back in the first. Struck out a couple of times since and walked. First pitch to him here, swung on and hit down the air in the ground on a hop to the third baseman, and the Apple Sox win it. How about the adventure by Martin Haswell?
There's a little more sense of urgency in that 7 versus the 9. You have a little more time. And here, these guys, you're used to 9. At school, it's all 9. So now it's really important to kind of push the envelope, strike first, strike early, strike often, and then the game's over. So it was really important for us to be able to have that situation. I think it was good for us.
Wenatchee has a day off today before getting back into league play tomorrow night at Walla Walla. Other West Coast League play Sunday, Ridgefield's top 3 batters in the order collected 9 base hits and scored 6 runs. Raptors beat Highline 9-2. Riley Way was 2 for 3 with a run and RBI to lead Corvallis to a 3-2 win over Portland. Brock Townsend earned the victory on the mound, going 6 innings of 1-run ball with 3 strikeouts. Former Apple Sox Seth Kuykendall continues to pitch well for Yakima Valley. He went 7 innings Sunday, allowing 1 run on 3 hits with 5 Ks as the Pippins beat Cowlitz on the road by a score 2-1. Willie LaHoy's 2-run home run in the top of the first proved to be the difference in that one. Bryce Matthews and Carson Crawford hit back-to-back solo home runs in the 8th to lead Port Angeles to a 4-3 win over Walla Walla. Amelia Corona hit a solo homer, and Luis Aviles hit a 3-run shot as Bellingham beat Bend 11-6. Corona ended up the game 3 for 5 at the plate with 3 runs and an RBI. Taking a look at the second half standings of the West Coast League, Wenatchee trails Walla Walla by 2 games for the final playoff spot. Port Angeles is a half game back with the Bellingham, while Bellingham is a game back. Ridgefield leading the South at 5-1. Corvallis is already locked into the playoffs with its first half win. The entire league has the day off today. Coming up tomorrow, as we mentioned, Wenatchee's at Walla Walla. Bend is at Yakima Valley. Port Angeles welcomes Ridgefield. Portland is at Cowlitz, and Bellingham takes on the Northwest Star Academy. Well, the Mariners wrapped up a series win against the Angels Sunday with a 7-4 victory. Ty France and Luis Torrens hit home runs to help support Logan Gilbert on the mound. He earned his 4th win. Seattle held a 2-0 lead in the top of the 3rd when Torrens went deep.
It was Torrens who put the ball in play in the first inning that resulted in an error by Walsh and brought home 2 runs as Torrens jumps on this, swats it deep out to bedrock and gone. Solo home run. Luis Torrens goes deep yet again. It's a 3-0 Mariners lead in the 4th inning.
Ty France would help to add to the lead in the 5th inning on a 3-run shot back to the Boulders.
Sacrifice around. Well, then why do it? France lays into one. Deep drive. Left field. Ty France. 3-run bomb.
And he gets all of this right in the middle of the plate for him. 84 miles an hour off-speed pitch, 410 feet away. Makes a velo of 103. McDelivery Supermo in the extension on the barrel. Ty France.
Logan Gilbert went 5 of the 3rd innings to earn the win, allowing 2 runs on 4 hits with a career-high 9 strikeouts. Scott Service after the game was very happy with the Mariners and their attitude going into Sunday. Seattle has a day off today before traveling to Colorado beginning tomorrow. Other American League West action Sunday, Toronto swept a doubleheader from Texas 5-zip and 10-0. Carlos Rodon and 2 relievers combined on a 1-hit shutout of Houston in the White Sox 4-0 win. Rodon struck out 10 in 7 innings to earn his 8th win of the season. Bradley Zimmer was 3 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBIs to lead Cleveland over Oakland 4-2. Seattle has crept within 6 games of the American League West standings and are just 2.5 back of the wild card race behind Tampa Bay and Oakland. Well, big crowds and fast action were the ticket at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval Saturday during the Thunder in the Valley event. Kuna, Idaho's Casey Tillman won the battle of the sprint cars with the Granites, the Speed Tour, and NSRA cars in town. Redmond's Randy Dubois was 2nd, followed by Nampa, Idaho's Corey Lockwood in 3rd. The checkered flag flew for Colville's Chris Oakes in the West Coast Vintage Racers main event. Kelowna's Bill Lawrence was 2nd, followed by Spokane's Sean Priest. A familiar name topped the podium once again in the economy midgets as Graham's Nick Larson claimed another win at WVSO. Buckley's Rebel Jackson Jr. was 2nd, and Fife's Randy Schaff was 3rd. The B-Mon featured locals in the Holidays Custom Muffler cars versus the Speed Tour cars, and Meridian, Idaho's Shelby Strobel grabbed the checkered flag. Wenatchee's Gary Shales was 2nd, followed by Ephrata's Bart Hector Jr. In 3rd. Wenatchee Valley Super Oval is off until August 7th when they'll have Mr. Dizzy Night. We'll have more on that as well. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Jefferson, back to you.
Thank you so much, Eric. Let's check in one more time with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Hey, Dan.
Thanks, Jefferson. Join me for a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We've been doing it all season long. We catch up with our friends at the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Had a great weekend. They swept 3 games in non-league action. Now it's right back to games that count. They got the Walla Walla Suites coming up in Walla Walla on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll catch up with Joel Norman, the voice of the Apple Sox, on tomorrow's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and everything else you need to start your day with your news and your weather and general frivolity. We're live and we're local tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Jefferson, back to you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. That's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or on our website, NCWLIFE.com. And recall, if you see news happening, we would like to hear from you. You can send us an email, news@ncwlife.com, or give us a call, 888-6295. I'm Jefferson Robbins. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening.
Is the foundation of decorating. It sets the tone for your home and reflects your lifestyle. At Apple Valley Floors to Go, their goal is to help you make that choice a great experience. You'll find extensive flooring options at their beautiful East Wenatchee showroom. Engineered hardwoods, laminates, vinyl planks, carpeting. Do it yourself or have their professional installation team do the work for you. Family owned and operated in East Wenatchee.
For more than 56 years, Crown Furniture and Mattress has been serving North Central Washington with the same principles we were founded on, offering the best quality, great value, incredible comfort, honesty, integrity, and of course, made in the USA. Because so much of our inventory is made in America, it has alleviated a lot of the shortages companies are experiencing nationwide. We are overstocked and ready to deliver. So stop by and see us today or visit us online at www.crownfurnitureandmattress.com.
Crown Furniture.